I'm living my dreams. Ooh, I'm living my dreams.
I'm your host, Adele Lasser. I'm your marketing and advertising expert. Tanisha Polk is on vacation today. Together, we're AdX Inspiring the Dream podcast. We have a very special guest today, and she not only owns one business, she owns two. And these businesses are Lanier Chiropractic and Rehabilitation. And her second business venture is Equine and Canine Chiropractic Enhancement. She has received her Bachelor's of Science degree in Exercise Science from Ithaca College after working in corporate fitness at General Foods Corporation and Long Island Sports and Rehabilitation Center. She went to the New York Chiropractic College. She completed her clinical internship at Life Chiropractic College in Atlanta, Georgia, and obtained her doctorate degree in chiropractic. Her emphasis is in exercise, sports, and rehabilitation, which she has over 30 years of experience in this practice. She attended Parker University in Dallas, Texas, where she became certified in animal chiropractic by the American Veterinarian Chiropractic Association. So she can help heal animals and keep them in their best health now. Please give a warm welcome to Dr. Patricia Seebach, affectionately known as Dr. Patty, and my friend. Welcome, Dr. Patty. It's so good to have you here. One of the things that I wanted to ask right off, as you know, I've personally experienced your chiropractic care and what your practice is for the human side of things. I'd like to focus a little bit on the animal side, right? For this couple of questions I'm going to ask you together. So, equine and canine chiropractic enhancement. What motivated you to really start this part of your business? And do you see yourself as being unique because you're actually doing chiropractic for humans as well as animals?
Well, the animal chiropractic, actually, the pandemic helped a lot because when that pandemic came and they kind of shut us down, I said no. And everything was much more accessible online using the computer. But as a chiropractor, you can't really treat anybody off the computer. So I was kind of stuck in the water. But I took that time and did research, and I've always been involved and wanted to be an animal chiropractor. But I never took the time to stop my people practice, so to speak, and get into the animal side. But with that pandemic and online, the courses were available online through Parker University, which is a chiropractic college as well. And we went for a one month for 9 months for hands-on to Dallas, Texas. And then I sat for the massive veterinarian chiropractic board. And it was awesome that the brain worked. It just turned into almost a dream come true. And as my husband says, am I adjusting skin today or fur today? If you have a spine, I can work on you and help them get in their best health now. That's my logo, is my brand for the last 30 years.
Okay. As a woman business owner, did you how do you look at ways to really keep your business fresh, to have fresh new offerings that you can offer so you can stand out among the pack?
I have been, I would say, blessed from the very beginning, going back 30 plus years of school, having the greatest mentors you could imagine, both male and female, and having the support of family, mom and grandparents and aunts that said, whatever you want to do, go ahead, we will support you. So that is just a blessing in anything. And I kind of ran with that and took all the free things that you can take. As a student, I worked in post-grad, and I did every seminar there was available to me. again, the mentors were the greatest thing. And then once I was in chiropractic, if the general chiropractor did X, I was like, I'm going to do X and I'm going to plus it. Back in the day, everything when I took a seminar, especially Jack Canfield, you might know, Chicken Soup for the Soul. He plussed everything, plus it. Sticky notes before there was computers and phones and things like that. I journaled and things. Now it would be in the 10x everything, 100x everything. So I just looked at it just a little bit differently and created me and looked at different things and said, well, this is what I want to do, but this is definitely what I don't want to do. And I just keep chiseling and thinking of ways to improve me every day. I just want to be the best me, the doctor as a provider, to stand out. And I've been treating people this whole 30 years, and I look at it like I'm going to treat you as my mother, father, sister, and brother, and I want the best care for me. I can only deliver the best care that I know, and then I never stop learning. And now with the computers, although that is not my standpoint, I learn my way, but I just keep learning, and I never stop. I'm adding to me. Like the animal part of it, I didn't want to I will never replace humans. I will never stop being a human chiropractor. But now I can add to me. Now I do animals as well. So I treat animals after I treat people and on my days off. And you say, well, I don't have a day off, but being a chiropractor for skin or fur, I'm never ever go to work. I love what I do, and what I do it just comes from me. And I never go to work.
Well, that's a good way to be. And that's one of the reasons why I like coming to you for my chiropractic services. Another question for you. So, when you first started your businesses, what are the marketing practices, or what did you use to really start publicizing your business?
Well, it's crazy to say, but back in the day, there was that stupid phone book. Lord, that didn't do anything.
I'm sure the Gen Zers are going to be a what? What's that?
Phone book. It's a footstool now. Actually, I really went through sponsoring everything that I could, and I started with the rehabilitation and exercises. So I sponsored all sporting events. And I really started out with I was a sports chiropractic, and I was involved with the beach volleyball and the pre-Olympics and things like that. But all those athletes wanted to do was pay us in hats and t-shirts. And I didn't really want to be out of the office that much. So the weekend athlete is really where I looked at from the general person. So I advertised in all the sporting events. Anytime somebody referred me a patient, I gave them a free adjustment as a thank you. Then even in school, I specialized in expecting moms and infants in the childbirth because, as a woman, that was a great thing. And so I treat a lot of families, and now I have 4 generations actually. So I gave me, because you can give your time instead of giving money when you didn't have it, or I don't know. I kept creating it and manifesting it. Again, all my mentors taught me that I actually can create and manifest new patients and business by thinking about it, journaling, and giving away my services. And I still will do that. I will teach. I will mentor. I don't know. Again, it comes from me because it's never my work.
Okay. I see in your practice you've used social media, particularly Facebook. How did
Yes.
that enhance your overall messaging in terms of gaining new clients?
Well, again, back in the day, I was one of the first when the web page started, and again, I bartered with somebody to start my web page. And when we started back in the day, don't put your picture on there. Somebody might want to kill you or think of you as weird. But now it's a whole different thing. And look at that. Social media and the videos. And the social media today adds that personal touch. Just somebody now can really find out who you are by seeing you. Not everybody's going to like you, but the majority of people will, and you will resonate with those. And I don't do anything that's fake or phony, and it's just me. So social media now, I don't know, it's just fun, and it's a good way to show what you're doing.
Okay,
So, and then you can educate a lot better
that's true.
than just on the webpage. Now, I mean, I try to make my webpage unique. I try to make, and I have a wonderful, again, patient professional that does my webpage. And then my sister is always there at my backbone, and she's done my web pages because they all know the computer, not me. They say,
Well, your specialty is taking care of Ellis.
back in the day, it took me like 6 hours to make one Facebook post flash. Now Instagram. I got the hang of it now.
One of the things that I know personally is that you're very passionate about what you do. And you've always mentioned that you really enjoy what you do. You told me many times this isn't work for you. So, do you foresee any competitive pressures that are maybe coming on the horizon or any obstacles?
Me, not really. The only thing is obstacle would be payment for patients. And both what the world does. That's why I have like, if we can't go face to face now, I can do the math. I've never not done all those things that they set up with the pandemic. Now we live in such a different world, so I don't really see any obstacles. And even if they took away, I take health insurance and the cash on my people business, and even on the animal business. A lot of people have insurance on their animals, especially
Yes, that's true.
and they've gotten some reimbursement on that. But I don't see anything that can stop me from doing what I love anymore.
Good for
I
you.
can do it anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. You're going to plow through regardless.
It has a spine, so as long as everybody has a spine, I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. One of the other questions I have for you is that a lot of people in our audience don't know your story. I know your personal story in terms of how you got started. What funding were you using really to start your practice? And what advice would you give people in our audience who may be looking to hang their own shingle on the door about funding?
Funding. As a woman business owner, we were all instructed to get all those grants and loans and all those associations. No, they didn't work. They didn't work. Even going to the bank, they were like, "Oh, but you have a student loan." No kidding. So they weren't so easy to fund. Well, actually, I did it all on a credit card. Started my whole business on a credit card, and family support. I didn't have any trouble paying anything back, and still don't. If I use money to help me move forward, credit lines, but that 0% interest on the credit cards, that was my thing. And I had a couple of people who invested in me, and I paid them back, and that's how it went.
Well, I could tell you that you're not the probably the first nor the last to like use a credit card because you weren't able to like necessarily get loans for starting a business. There's always risk in starting a new business, and banks tend to be a little unless you're coming in with a big name, then they'll be willing to throw oodles of money at you. But I know like Spike Lee, he actually started his whole he shot his first movie on his Barclay his American Express card.
American Express.
Those come in
If
handy
I
and can be
hadn't American
used
Express,
for
I
good
don't think I would
purposes.
be here, and they love me. Express. I've been using American Express for 32 years, and all of them they do the 0%, and you never ever miss a payment. That's the key. It's even if you were in the bank, you never miss a loan. You never miss your payment. And that's what everybody says in business. You have to pay yourself first. Take that and pay all the things that you need to keep you going. That will pay you first. And then you could always get a paycheck for yourself, and you're not going to starve. But if you pay all the things that make you go, then you keep going. And that's how you do pay yourself this, because I've guarded myself. I won't let anything or anybody take away my passion and what I love. And I will create it. I will give up whatever I need to do to keep the doors open and do what I do.
That's good advice for the audience. Credit cards can be your friend. Like you
They
said, the
can.
main thing is just make sure you're paying. And you've been with American
Yeah.
Express a long time, and that has helped you, keep your business going. Your
And I
practice.
don't have any debt. It's business debt, but it has to keep going. And you have to keep money flowing, and it's an energy, and you got to keep it flowing. If you come from lack, then you stay in lack. And the other thing of all of it is a positive attitude. I turn everything in to a positive attitude. Back 30 something years ago, I started when there wasn't really business cards even. And the school let us have business cards. And my motto was, I want to be a positive difference in your health. And then that changed. And Be in Your Best Health Now was my brand. And I keep trying to brand it and put it over. And I have a book that I wrote, but I never published because, again, my skills of computer reading, I just got to get it out there. But I educate all the time, and I just give of myself, and it comes back. So family, faith, prayers,
They
love,
do work.
that gets you.
It does work. And you do have to have a positive attitude, because I do believe whatever you throw out in the universe, that's what comes back to you. That is good advice. You mentioned your ethos and your business being your best health now. What does that mean to you, and how do you make that come alive to your patients, both skin and fur, in your practices?
Looking back on it now, I would say the now is a big deal for me, because I really pride myself on being a great diagnostician and looking at. I don't treat just the pain. Pain is good and bad, but I'm going to treat the whole person, the whole animal, and not. I'm going to treat actually. If you were a patient, I'm going to treat you, Adele, not
Mm-hmm.
neck pain or your back pain or your shoulder. Same with the dog. I'm going to treat, like my dog Hunter, I'm going to treat him, and then the pain will go away. So doing a differential diagnosis, taking a good history, doing a complete exam each and every time, and it doesn't take that long. I can treat the spine, the animal, and increase the nervous system. That's where the enhancement part of the equine and canine, because I'm enhancing the nervous system of the animal. I'm enhancing the nervous system of the person. And the animals and people are not that different. We all have 7 vertebrae in our neck, except for a sloth and a manatee and chickens. And there's little nuances. We have 12 thoracic, and they have 13 or 18 in a horse and cows. So it's so similar. The muscles are similar, but different names. They're on 4 legs, we're on 2. So it's not that much difference. But the brain and the spinal cord, that is the central nervous system. And every time we make a chiropractic adjustment, we enhance that nervous system. So that's kind of a new branding, the enhancement, but it's not anything that's new, just 10xing it, so to speak, and making it mine and using it. So being your best health, everybody wants that. And we want it now. I don't want to wait. I don't want to go to the doctor and go, can you come back? Can you fix me? No, I want it now. I mean, there's some things we can't get now, but I'm going to get closer to now and faster to now. That's what I deliver. And it hopefully comes
And I
through.
think that's good advice. Good advice for the listening audience, because whatever you believe in your practice and whatever you're trying to brand yourself as, I mean, you have to live that
You
with
have to live
each
it.
person that you're working with or selling something to, whatever the case may be. You have to live that and breathe it, because people need to be able to feel that coming from you. You called it earlier, that energy coming from you, because that makes, I think, a whole lot of difference whether or not somebody is a return customer or not.
Yeah, well, the mentors I had, I just didn't stay with the mentors in my field. I have mentors from business, from all walks of life, and I was like, oh, they do this. Let me learn from people outside of what you do and model success. And you have to. You can't be the best in what you do. You have to have people higher than you to keep learning. You have to dream team, so to speak.
And that's good advice too, because one of the things that I can tell you, being in the advertising business, as long as I have been in it, one of the things that we have done is we always want the client to, make sure they can bring alive whatever their branding or ethos is. And when you mentioned that, it sparked to me something that the business to business side of the business always did a lot of email marketing, lead generation. They did a lot of that. Whereas
I
the
don't do
consumer
any of that.
side, right, the consumer side didn't do a whole lot of that, especially when you think about your QSRs and, maybe some of your other beauty products, whatever. They didn't really do a lot of email marketing or lead generation to, like, measure the effect of that. So it wasn't until digital came into play that this became something like, oh yeah, we can do this. And they started seeing results. So like you said, it doesn't have to always be somebody in your field. Somebody outside of your field could have a great idea and it works just great within whatever business that you're trying to.
But other people, like, you hear people like, well, I hate all that email. I hate all those surveys. You do something and you have to have a survey. So I take that and go, I'm going to do the opposite. And the branding, the logos, put it everywhere. My pens were a big thing, scanners, signs, giving away. But again, you don't have to spend a lot of money.
Yes.
And then how you are to people, they remember that. They remember
Advertising is great, but word of mouth, that word of mouth does do a lot for your business.
And now with the social media and things like what I'm doing with you with the podcast, yes, I've had to step out of my comfort zone, speaking, putting yourself out there, and yes, those comfort zones, they make you better. They really do. Learning different things to keep adding to yourself, no matter what your profession is, will make you better, different, and more. I had to be more, do more, have more. I don't ever do anything halfway. We have to do it to the greatest extent. And then whatever I do, I make sure it's a win-win situation.
That's good.
Don't ever turn your head and go, did I say that? If I say something, I'm going to deliver it. I'm not going to, it's not about money. And if you make it that way, and if your drive is money, then okay. I'm not saying that's bad. It's supposed to be, but it's where you come from. You got to have heart, and no, just do it. Yeah, there's a lot of things that can fear, but I don't know. You just have to keep praying. Have family, have friends, ask a lot of questions. Ask a lot of questions.
Okay. Well, it's that time in our program where we have our seeds to success. And today's seed is cultural trends are weaved within the fabric of everyday life. One of the best ways to identify profitable trends is to see where consumers are spending their money. And the thought behind this is, like, if you're trying to look for a business or try to figure out where you can start a business, look for that trend and see where consumers are actually spending their money. So, Dr. Patty, when we think about this seed to success, given that pet care is a trending topic, and projected spending in 2023 was $143.6 billion. What are your thoughts about looking at trends and trying to pick out something that you also are passionate about, that you could actually identify something where consumers are spending their money? And you kind of did that with equine and canine chiropractic enhancement.
And I don't know, I did it not looking at trends. It just came from who I am and what I do. I didn't really choose it. It chose me. And those are the other great things. But in today's field with the internet, I'm tending to go more to the podcast and teaching and giving back through that way. Facebook and Instagram and Meta and all the things. I'm trying to not to stay old school and join and embrace the media world. I don't know what else to say. I didn't look at it and go into it as the money and where it is on the web here on the internet, because things that you can do from home. So I would say my next thing would be teaching and mentoring and coaching and helping people from, I mean, I can't physically adjust an animal or a person through the computer, but what I can do in the book that I have in stages of being your best now, that and how I always give teach you something, how to sit, how to stand, how to posture, and it goes right with the dog as well.
Mhm.
Especially on the hardwood floors and how watching their postures. So just looking at it again at a different light, looking at what I do, how can I change me, not how the industry is going to change me. I'm going to change to fit in, because if you don't, forget it. I can still stand out, but I've got to change myself to fit in. So, like in my practice, even for animals, I add fascial work now. I've added equitape, which is a taping modality, like kinesio taping in human, stretching. And then, of course, it's always the chiropractic adjustment, which turns on the nervous system and makes the biggest changes.
So this is bringing us towards the end of the show now, and I just want to say, Dr. Patty, do you have any last thoughts you'd like to share about either your business or practices that our audience could take away and look to, add it as something that they should think about doing?
Well, you can always contact me since we're on the animal side, at Equine and Canine Chiropractic Enhancement, which is on the website, Instagram, Facebook. And then as a human chiropractor, I'm Lanier Chiropractic and Rehabilitation, and .com and Facebook and Instagram. I am available to answer questions. I'm never going to answer the phone. I always reply. I will never stop taking a new patient. The day I stop taking a new patient, something is bad wrong with me, because I love what I do. The more I can do, the better. So I'm here till if you want to reach out to me, I'm very happy to help always. I don't know any other.
For those in our audience, Dr. Patty is located in the Atlanta metropolitan area. So if you're in Georgia,
I'm in
you
the
can
Beaufort
definitely.
area, and I'm in the Jefferson area. I have 2 locations for people and animals. So
Good. I guess my last thought that I would like people to take away is that you can be creative with your funding, because starting a new business does take money, and you're not always able to get, like we talked about at the beginning, bank loans. So I think you've been very creative in terms of how you have funded your business, as well as how you've gone about marketing it. And you've gotten a lot of the word of mouth out, which in the end, that's what advertising wants to do, is really get that word of mouth going, so people will say, hey, I need to go check out this company. So it's been great having you here. Please let the audience know again those addresses you gave, how they can reach out to you again.
Equine and Canine Chiropractic Enhancement.com, Lanier Chiropractic and Rehabilitation.com, or at Dr. Seebach at yahoo.com is my specific email.
Okay. Well, Dr. Patty, it was great having you here. I can't tell you, I was excited about doing this show, having you on it to especially speak about something that I'm passionate about. Because I think that one of the first things I told you why I was coming to a chiropractor was, I'm sorry, when I get older, I don't want to be a hunchback. I think that's what I said to you. And I can definitely feel like, coming to you is, enhancing my overall health. Because you just don't realize how one little thing could be off in your nervous system could trigger off a whole stretch of other things. Chiropractic care is, important care as well as any other professional medical professionals out there. But thank you again. And for the audience, we hope to see you come back next week. Thanks for joining us.
Well, thank you very much. Have a blessed day.
You too. And we'll see you next time on AdX Inspiring the Dream podcast.
I'm living my dreams. Ooh, I'm living my dream. Living